Okay, I welcome you once again to International College of Criminology, our course titled Bank Fraud, Prevention and Detection. Okay, I welcome you. Come and join me in taking coffee. I hope we are doing great today. All right. Today is going to be an interesting topic. Honestly, I want you to get your writing materials ready as we proceed. My name is Omotayo Fema Richard, and indeed it's a privilege to be your lecturer. And honestly, we have prepared for this just for you to have value for this. And I think I'm in the best position to take this course, Bank Frauds Prevention and Detection, because let me give you a bit of my profile. I had a diploma in banking and finance, and I'm a seasoned IT person for over 15 years. And I also have certificates or certification in cybersecurity, and also a trained criminologist. And I think I'm in the best position to I'm an authority when it comes to this particular course, and that is why I don't want you to take it for granted. Get your writing materials as we proceed. Today's topic is credit and debit card fraud. Credit and debit card fraud. Our objective, the objective for this class is that at the end of this class, my students should be able to understand how to prevent and detect credit card or debit card fraud. Now, lesson point, let's consider types of card and how it works. Let's go straight. What is credit card in the first place? What is credit card? A credit card is a thin rectangular pieces of plastic or metal issued by a bank or financial service or company that allows cardholders to borrow funds with which to pay for goods and services with merchants that accept cards or accept card for payments. This is what they are saying. There is a difference between credit card and debit card. We will get to know as we proceed. Now let's talk about debit card. What do we mean by debit card? Or let me put it in a simple form. Credit card is a card which allows people to buy items without cash. Now let's see debit card. Debit card is a payment card that deducts money directly from customers' checking accounts when it is used. Okay, I hope that is clear enough. There is one card that you don't need to have money. You buy something with that card and you pay at a later time. While the other ones, there is money in the card already. The moment you purchase something and you pay with the card, the money will be deducted almost in a real time. I mean instantly. Now let's talk about the next point. The next point is, let's talk about types of card. What are the types of card that we have? Number one, we have what we call credit card. Credit card, the biggest advantage of credit card is its easy access to credit. It enables you to access credit or fund easily. when you do not have money, instead of you to go and borrow or go for a short period time of or a short loan period time, instead of you to put yourself or to ask other people to lend you money, with your credit card you can buy something and pay at later time, from your bank. That is credit card. Now let's talk about another important one, which is debit card. The number 2 is talking about the types of credit card. Number 2 is debit card. What is debit card? As we define in the in our introduction, a debit card is a payment card that deducts money directly from customers' checking accounts, when it is used. It is also called, debit card is also called check cards. You can also call it bank cards. Yes, they can be used to buy goods or services, or to get cash from an automated teller machine or a merchant. That is debit card. That is a fund in your account already that you are willing to spend for goods or services that has been rendered or that you purchased. Now, the third types of card is what we call electronic POS. Electronic POS. What do we mean by electronic POS? Electronic POS is store value card, is payment card with a monetary value stored on the card itself, not in an external account maintained by financial institutions. Both credit cards and debit cards are maintained by financial institutions. No other people, issued credit cards or debit card apart from bank or financial institutions, as the case may be. But in the case of electronic cards or electronic POS, it is issued by not just financial institution. You do not need bank to operate this card. It stores values, so the value it stores the value of money that you want to pay on the card, and you don't need internet. You do not need to connect to internet before this particular card can work. Now, talking about the fourth one, the fourth types of card is electronic card. Is smart card. Smart card is smart card chip card. Smart card or chip card, or integrated circuit card is a physical electronic authorization device used to control access to a resources. For instance, you can use it to control access to your information resources or database. For instance, in the case of Nigeria, there is what we call electronic card or voter's card, which has to be read with card reader. So this card reader is a smart machine that allowed your permanent card to be read before you can proceed to vote. These are examples of smart card, and the machine that is used is called smart card machine or card readers. Now let's talk about Mr. Omotayo, how does card reader works, as well as the POS, that is point of sale. How does it work? Now, to know how card reader works, let me state it in a step. How card reader, card, both credit card or debit card works. In the first place, that's what we call card, issuer. Card issuer, that is the person issuing the card. Card issuer. Let's look at it. An issuing bank, also called an issuer. There is a bank that issued the card to you. Possibly your bank has issued the card to you. That is the first step in the in the realm or in the processes of card, in the association of card payments. The first step is the bank that issued the card, which we call them issuer, card issuer. Is a part of four-party model of payments. Like I said, it is the bank of the consumer. It is the bank of consumer, also called a card holder. The person that have this card that want to pay, whether credit or debit card, are called card holders. They are called card holders, and is responsible for paying the merchant's bank. Yes, is responsible for paying the merchant bank, and the merchant bank is called acquiring bank or acquirer. Acquiring bank or acquirer. Yes. And for the goods and services the consumer purchases, this is how the card, the first step in the card, there is issuer, bank issuer, and also the card holder, and also there is the acquiring bank, that is the acquirer, which also receive funds for the merchant. The merchant is the person now selling. For instance, you want to purchase something from one of the e-commerce platform. Let me use an example. The popular one in Nigeria, maybe Jumia or Konga. You want to use, you want to purchase any goods. So you, in a place of payments, you put the details of your card, and the money goes to the money processed through the gateway. The gateway now is the company, the card that issued the payment system, and the processes takes place. Then the gateway will fetch the money from the consumer's bank. Then the money will goes to the merchant's bank. So these are the processes on how the payment system works. Now let's talk about another one quickly. Let's talk about the card acquirers. We've mentioned that card acquirers. Let's talk about credit card or accredited points of sale, that the POS merchants. What do we mean by that? A point of sale, that POS system, is an integrated full-featured system designed to handle all storefronts, aka brick and mortar needs of the merchants. In the old days, a POS was just the cash register. It functions, POS function like card registrar in old days. That is, when you receive money, you write it down, like your sales book. When you receive cash, you register it down. So POS, take care of this. You don't need to be writing or have a cash registrar like in the old days. But let's look at what POS does these days. The function of POS these days. Number one, credit card processing. POS, point of sales, help you to process the credit card. Now cash drawer management for cash sales. Also, at the point of sales, you can withdraw cash. That's what they're saying. At the point of sales, you can generate receipts. At the point of sales, you can make inventory system for tracking merchandise. Also take test of inventory. Can track some of the things that you your fund. You can also track how much has been withdrawn, how much has been transferred. You can do all of that at the point of sales. Then you can also generate barcode. There is also barcode scanner or barcode scanning at the point of sales, and you can also employ time block. There's employee time clocks, with the technology of point of sale, that POS, and there's business reporting analytics. Okay, now let's talk about the credit card fraud. That is what we are going to
now. Shall we talk about the credit card fraud? A lot of fraud happens, through the technology of credit card. That's what we call credit card fraud, which is a very common and a disturbing, case in this modern days, or one of the drawbacks of electronic banking is one of the drawbacks. But a lot of people are scared of credit card. Some people don't even want to collect debit or credit card because of the fraud associated to debit card or fraud. Let's look at it quickly. Debit card fraud occurs when a criminal, gains access to your debit card numbers, and in some cases, personal identification number, that is your PIN. When the fraud or the fraudster gained access to your information, credit card information, like we said previously, maybe the number on the card, as well as your CVV at the back of the card and the expiration dates. These are the things that the fraudsters are looking at. They are looking for it to get some information about your credit card. So the moment they get information and your PIN to make unauthorized, purchases or withdraw cash from your account, either two way they can take money away from your account. Is either they make purchases, with such a credit card, or debit with such a debit card, or they withdraw money or transfer money from that account to another account. These are the these are the methodologies of taking money away from their victims' accounts. Now let's talk about, there are many different methods of obtaining your information, from unscrupulous employees to hackers gaining access to your data from retailers' insecure computer or network. This is it. That is why you need to be very careful about the sites you are purchasing from. Now, a lot of sites we put their payment system that requires you to put in your card details before you can make purchase for whatever that you are trying to buy from such retailer. Be careful to know such retailer. Be careful to ensure that their site is secure. And how do you ensure their site is secure? We said it last time. Ensure that address bar where you are seeing HTTP, always ensure that it starts with a lock. That is, you see a padlock sign, icon at the beginning of that HTTP. Then at the end of HTTP, ensure that it has S stand for security. So any site that does not have that site is vulnerable. Don't put your card, details, on that site to purchase anything. Look for other means. Okay, now let's talk about how to detect data, how to detect debit card fraud. How do you detect it? It's simple. When your debit card is used fraudulently, the money goes missing from your account instantly. Yes, if you are receiving alerts, mobile alert or email address and the rest, you will receive an alert instantly. And in case fraudsters are also smart these days, they block your line so that you will not receive alerts. So let's see another way. Payments you have scheduled or check you have made may bounce, and you may not be able to afford necessities. These are the impact. This is one of the ways that you will detect. Maybe you ask your there's a mandate given to your bank to pay some certain people at a certain time, or you issue a check, and your check bounce or something like that, and you are saying you have money in your accounts. From there you will start suspecting something might has happened to your bank account. Now, how do you detect? Let's look at it again. It can take a while for a fraud to be cleared up and the money restored to your bank account. If it will even happen in this part of the world, money goes missing and you complain to your bank, and it takes them century before they can rectify that, if they will even rectify that. So now let's talk about how to detect debit card fraud. We have spoken about how to detect debit card fraud. Another way, the easiest way to spot problems easily is to sign up for online banking, or for the sake of people who are not online savvy. So you can also, if you are using an Android phone, you can download a mobile platform, a mobile app, where you can access your bank detail. If you have a mobile app, it will also help you to monitor your account statement, bank statement. Time to time you can check what has happened through your bank account, check your transactions, check your histories, and this will help you. It will go a long way. Now I hope we are getting value. Now let's talk about now, how do we prevent bank fraud, or how do we prevent card fraud? What are the preventive measures that we must put in place? It is very important. Please get your writing materials ready. Write all these points down. It is very important. It will help you as you proceed in your career as a fraud fighter. Okay, now let's look at it. Debit card fraud preventive measures. 1, we have 9 preventive measures that we'll mention for the sake of this class. 1, quickly because of time, get banking alerts. Always ensure that you receive an alert, particularly email, mobile alerts, that is SMS alert, and other things. Like we said, you can also download a mobile app of your bank so that you can monitor and also receive alerts as at when due. It is necessary. It's one of the ways to prevent your card. Number 2, go paperless. To go paperless is also help you to always receive or access your bank statement without printing a paper. Having a paper statement is also jeopardize your account security, because if the hackers or the fraudsters have access to your account statement, they can also extract some information that can be detrimental to your financial status. Now let's talk about number 3. Don't make purchases with your debit card. How do we mean? Don't make purchases with your debit card. Get a credit card. If you must make a purchase with online, or get your bank to give you a credit card is better than debit card, because credit card, there is no fun in credit card. As a matter of fact, you are paying at a later time that your bank will deduct it from your account, rather than a debit card that is funded already. There's money there, so they can tamper with your money. So fraudsters, hackers majorly are looking for debit card, not credit card in some instances. Now, number four, stick to bank ATMs. What do we mean? There are bank ATM locations outskirts of the bank. There are places where you see ATM which are not